Hi, I'm Chelsea Husum, your host of the Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, author, speaker, and mom of two. And I'm so tired of women not feeling like they can show up as fully expressed versions of themselves. So here, we're all about that unapologetically, because honestly, we don't have time not to. Literally, because we're busy as F moms and entrepreneurs, but also figuratively, because we don't know how much time we have on this planet, and we want to make an impact now. But if we're doing this, we're making it real vibes only. So let's get inspired, laugh our asses off, quite possibly cry, and feel like you're sitting on the couch with your bestie and a glass of wine. I'm so happy you're here. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome to another episode of Lip Service and Lashes. I'm your host, Chelsea Husum. I'm so glad you're here. All right, guys, today I just want to talk about kind of what I am focusing on. Not sure when you're listening to this, but it is early in the month of March and the year is flying by already. I just can't fathom like how fast time goes. But will say, and I know I'm not alone in saying this, but I have, while I've still been like, in a way, okay, and like getting through the year and like getting stuff done and, working on different stuff I'm dreaming about and all that, right? I will also say that this year has been tough. I've talked about before, I'm an empath. I've, done different podcast episodes on it. But it's the world and especially our country is just absolutely, I feel like, insane right now. And there's so much chaos and hatred and heaviness and just a lot to deal with. And it's like, I feel like every morning, sometimes it's like we wake up and it's like, well, what fresh hell is waiting for us today? And you just can't make the shit up that's happening in politics in the world, right? Or I mean, in our country right now. It's absolutely insane, and we're dealing with the Epstein files, this Iran war, all the things in our own country, like, ICE and Trump, and just, it's a lot. It's a lot. And so it was probably a week and a half ago, my husband, I think, was up in Nebraska working on our house. And, my boys were just chilling. It was, I don't know, Saturday night. And I went down the rabbit hole of reading the news, which we know I shouldn't do. And then I started watching, and then like I went on Instagram and it was like, it knew that I should be shown all these horrible videos and, bad things that were happening in the country and then now the world. I was sitting in the dark crying pretty heavily by myself. And then my son, Owen, walked by. And this was maybe the third or fourth time that he's seen me crying over the state of politics, or just, it's not even politics at this point. It's like our president and things he's doing. And, and so I was sitting there crying and he's like, again, asked me, Mom, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm really not okay. And, it's just, there's a lot happening, a lot of bad stuff going on. And so I need to preface that and say, though, I had never in my entire being of life, my entire existence of my life, I have never cried over anything that a president has done ever in my life. Haven't even been close to it. But I have cried more this year over things that have happened than I've ever cried. And it's like sob crying. It's like fucking soul crushing sadness, despair, just like feeling real fucking bad. And so my son saw me again and, he's hugging me. He's like, I'm sorry, Mom, and I'm like, oh, I'll be okay. And at this point it's like, okay, this was probably the end of February. And I'm like, oh, I really just need to rein it in a little bit. And like, I can't function like that. I'm an empath. I can't watch, like, I don't typically watch the news at all or read it because it's not that I don't care. I care too much. And then I wallow and then I can't freaking function. And then I'm a sobbing, crying mess. And I can't show up in life and function when I'm in that space. So I told myself, okay, after this latest episode, knock it off. You can't be doing this to yourself because you're just a mess. And so I thought, okay, I'm going into March. I'm like, I'm going to purposefully just tone it down in March, like bring it down a level. Like my soul and my mental and health and my emotional health need this right now. And so, and really, when we look back, I mean, last year for me, November, I was traveling to California for a TV show. I was November, December, like finishing a keynote. I was also, November, December was very subcontractor heavy at our Nebraska house that we're building. So that was a shitload of coordination. And like, of course, everything's going wrong. And I'm trying to manage this from 3.5 hours away in a different state. That alone was like mother of God. Then you have December, the holidays, you got all the family, in town, you got just all this extra shit going on. And then I was trying to finish my keynote to then in January fly to Phoenix and film it. And then, so I was really stressed out about that. And because I didn't have a lot of time, had been getting a lot of headaches. And then February was in Miami for 6 days for Next Level CEO. So I think we can safely say that I have been on a great, but kind of a rampage, in ways the last few months. Like it's been absolutely freaking crazy. And I stopped when I was getting stressed out and was like, my God, you asked for all of this. Like you literally asked for all these blessings in your life and now you're stressed out. Oh, okay. So get your shit together, Chelsea, like figure it out. Right. So I'm well aware of this universe. I'm not saying don't stop bringing things my way, but I think anyone can agree that by any measurement, it was a lot. I was dealing with a lot. And also, oh yeah, I'm also running a company and I have kids and I'm a wife and like, just the normal. I have to put freaking groceries in the fridge and like cook dinner sometimes, and do laundry, like that shit. So I was overwhelmed. I have been overwhelmed the last few months. So going into March, I'm like, okay, hi friend, let's bring this down a level. I don't have any travel this month besides going to Nebraska with my family. And we got our certificate of occupancy so we can actually like officially inhabit the place and it's livable and it's safe. So that's really freaking exciting. I'll have to do another episode on that because my God, just really constant, a lot of learning lessons there that are very expensive. But anyway, I'm going there and then I'm going to Breckenridge for 2 days to ski with my kids over, I always say fall break. It's spring break. But so really it's just travel with my family for fun. Okay. So I am, saying, okay, March is going to be focused on calm and like bring it down a bit and, slowing down and like just getting back to feeling like me and, and I am kind of living under a rock. I always do in a way, but even more now because I just cannot function when I'm just so emotionally like just a wreck, right? So I have to say, I went to therapy this morning. I love my therapist. I just wish we were besties. She's just so cool. We swear a lot and it's really fun and she just gets me. But she was like, okay, well, that's great. She goes, do you even know? Or she goes, do you actually ever quote slow down? And I was like, not really. I mean, I don't think I'm physically capable of quote unquote slowing down. And I said, I still probably bust out a lot of shit in the day, way more than maybe, I don't know, than some people. And I, even then, even when I'm like quote unquote taking it easy or slowing down, I'm a psycho, guys. Like I am hyper productive. I'm like a lunatic and I don't know how to relax really. I mean, I can relax if I'm on the beach, but I'm also sometimes still working. So, I try my best. So she's like, but do you ever even slow down? I'm like, well, yeah, I try a little bit. And my husband's always like, turn your brain off. I'm like, are you joking? Like a woman can't turn her brain off. Like you're crazy. Stop telling me that. I physically cannot do it. I have 50 million things on my mind at all times. And then he kept like telling me that. I'm like, I said, hey, I'm going to ask ChatGPT what it says on this because you keep asking me this. So I said, hey, ChatGPT, my husband keeps telling me to turn my brain off and like tell me what this means for a woman. And ChatGPT was like, yeah, well, tell him it's like asking a hummingbird to stop flapping its wings. And I was like, thank you, ChatGPT, you get it. Um, but my therapist today was like, okay, I want to challenge you to like, or she said, what does maybe slowing down to you look like? I said, it's getting outside, it's sitting and talking to my kids, taking a walk with them and the dog and like chatting about their day. It's playing like board games. It's going to a movie together. It's getting outside. A lot of it's getting outside in the sunshine, right? Just little things. And she's like, okay, well, I want to challenge you to every single day to do at least one little thing where you're just like present and you're like slowing down and you're not thinking of the future or the stuff you got to do, and just bring it back to the present moment and just just kind of like find peace and, quiet and just joy or whatever it is you want to do that day. She's like, that's what I challenge you to do. So that's what I'm trying to do, everyone. Um so wish me luck. And I really do, when I need to pull back and like kind of take care of my soul a little bit, if it's struggling a little bit, I really do those things. Um but sometimes it's really being intentional about building it into your day, because we all know how busy we are and we have so much shit going on, right? It's so easy to be like, oh, the day's over and whoopsies, I forgot to do that again. But also I was telling her too, I mean, that I see. So part of me, in my rage of just how our country, what's happening in our country right now, it's like unsettling to my soul on a soul level. Um, I really want to just post all these things that are, political or say things, but I haven't really been. Not if I've posted like two things and then I'm like, oh my God. But I mean, I really wanted to post all this crazy shit because that's like what my brain is. That's what I feel like we need to be worrying about, right? And all these horrible things are like happening. And it's like, that's important, right? Like, that's really important to be dealing with right now, or understanding that that's happening. So I told my therapist, like, I've really kind of stepped away from posting on socials quite a bit the last, I don't know, couple months, because I just sometimes I feel like, well, why would I post this like lighter thing or this something I'm working on or whatever, when the world and our country is so fucking heavy and messed up right now? Like, it almost seems like I don't care, or like, why I feel like, oh, well, maybe this stuff that I want to post or was planning to post isn't important in relation to like the actual things that are happening around us right now, right? Like, so I really just kind of quit doing anything. And then it's like, oh, a week went by and I should maybe do that again. But I've been having this weird feeling where there's so much like stuff happening that I feel like by me posting something just like lighter takes away from the seriousness of what's happening, which is very serious. But I still like, I realize like, well, actually there are people that I follow that they're well known and, way, way, way more well known than I am. And I follow these people, and it's like watching them during these times, they probably have like beliefs or feelings or, stuff about what's going on, right, in our country, but they're not ever posting it. And so it's like they're still showing up, they're still talking about what they're doing, they're still, impacting lives, they're still showing up in a positive way. And I just need to kind of focus on that and keep going like they are, day after day after day, because otherwise I don't know, I question it and I'm like, well, does this even matter? Like, anything that I'm doing, does it matter in comparison to what's going on? Sometimes I feel like absolutely not, but it really does. And it's still I still need to, the way I can maybe change the world is continuing to show up and put positivity out in the world. When I feel helpless and I can't change, I personally, as one person, cannot change or really, quote, impact what's going on. The only way I can show up is to still be positive and put good out in the world and like show up consistently, and just know that that's how I can impact the world, is hopefully, spreading good energy and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know if if you're listening and you've ever like, if you're felt like that, like, please let me know. Cause it's just a really weird feeling. And I've just been feeling like that kind of all year, honestly. Um, but really it's like, I just need to keep going. I need to put my head down, live under my little happy rock so I can function, because I can't fucking show up for anybody when I go down those rabbit holes and I'm really like I'm like trying to read the Epstein files and then I'm like sob crying and I'm like, fucking stop. Like my heart can't read that shit. Like I can't. I won't ever be okay. Like it's not to say that I care, like I said, too much. I'm not like diminishing what happened to these people. It's horrific. But it's like I can't function. And I can't live my life like that, in just that horrible, horrible headspace. So I will just keep trying to just be positive and spread kindness and love, because I have control over that. I don't have control over all this other insanity that's happening. It's just a scary time. And it's, I think, an unprecedented time. Like a lot of these things that we're dealing with are like completely new and different. And we've never experienced anything like this, even one thing. And then they have like 20 things going on at the same time. It's just like, holy shit, life's heavy and it's crazy and it's scary and all the things. So I just, this is my focus this month because that's what I need to survive and to be okay. And so I challenge you, I know a lot of you, I've talked to so many friends and I know a lot of people are really struggling in general with all that's going on, but like, give yourself permission to do that, like what I'm doing for the month of March. Just bring it down a bit and, take a break from the news and all this stuff and like get your soul back to being okay, because that's so important. It really, really is. So I'm here for you guys. Please reach out. I love you all. And thank you for listening. Always remember, no BS, just real vibes. I'll see you next time. If you loved the episode, share it on Instagram and tag me so I can say thank you and meet you, or share it with a girlfriend who you know would love this too. Always remember, no BS, just real vibes. See you next time on Lip Service and Lashes.